with no long intro, what a refreshing change for me or from me. I'm going to show you start to finish how I put together a 20 card order. Today I happen to be doing one of my best-selling Christmas cards that I'm doing a special on, and it seems to really help with sales. And why should you listen to me? Well, you don't have to listen to me, but I've sold a little over 11,000 cards, individual cards from my Etsy store. So for the most part, I know what I'm doing. So come along, come watch how I do beginning, middle, end of putting together a fairly decent sized order. What I do. Every day I start the day by looking at my Etsy site and looks like I got an order. And I get just as giddy today as I did with my first order. Whether I get a 1 card order, a 20 card order, or a bundle, what I immediately do is I thank them online. And then here's the card they ordered. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Shoe Year. Have a fa la 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 fabulous holiday on the back. So then I will print the card. So this is an order for 20 cards. So I will print the card from my inkjet printer. It's not a fancy schmancy printer, just a basic printer. But I always print one to make sure it's going to look okay. Then I will print on my 8.5 by 11 card stock. And then I have those are my guidelines. The next thing I do is I score the cards in the center so they'll fold neatly. The cardstock will fold neatly. This takes my rotary blade and my scoring blade. And yes, the scoring thing, machine, whatever you want to call it, it looks really weathered, but it works. It works. It's just because it's been loved for about 20 years in my studio. So it's key to do a score though, because cardstock can crack if you don't. So I score them all in the center. That's pretty simple. And those tape marks show me exactly where to score. And this becomes my mindless part where I do my 20 cards. And I'm looking out the window half the time anyway, right in front of me. So then once I've scored, I've got the paper tape marks to show me exactly where to cut it. Once again, not something fancy schmancy, just my cutting board. I have a couple cutting boards, but this one just happens to work best, even though it's the least pretty. So this is how basically how I create one card. And honestly, it doesn't take that terribly long. And what I often always do is I rub my fingernail along the edge. It takes out any imperfections. It's such a small thing, but it just makes sure the edge of the paper has no imperfections. So there I'm going, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing my 20 card. I don't know why. Um, and then the next thing I do is I take a little glitter pen to add a little je ne sais quoi. That's right, I'm talking French. That little bit of a glitter halo around the lights on the cards really makes it stand out. Just makes it all of a sudden a little more special. And you know they're from the dollar store. So Jot glitter pens from the dollar store. I swear by them. You can kind of see the reflection there, or the glitter. Everybody gets a little note from Colleen, and then a little promotional note about my YouTube channel, which I ask them and ask you to subscribe to. Personal notes are everything, everything. I take such time with my personal notes. Then I bundle them because this was a 20 card order, 10 and 10, and put a little ribbon around them. And then I take, I just was playing and made stickers, and I decided to include them in there. Something I absolutely suggest, a good way to pack them is put little corner covers on the card. It's just one more protective edge. It'll give them one more protective edge when you're shipping them in case people handle them roughly like a football, which I feel like they do sometimes. Now I'm out of my white envelope, so I had to put this in just a manila envelope, and I pack them as tightly as I can so there's little movement. And I maintain it's not the envelope, it's the card. It's the content of the card that's going to sell. I don't have fancy schmancy um, envelopes sometimes. I might only have a manila, but I'll put some stickers on them, or I'll put a little notation or something to make it as special as possible. But I think what people want is a value, quick service, and I would love it. Link below if you go to my Etsy site, because you'll see in my vanity gallery, I pride myself on my reviews. Anyway, that's how I put together an order. That was for 20 cards, and all in all, I don't think it took me that terribly long to do, and for some reason I find it relaxing. For every reason I find it relaxing. Anyway, I've sold about 11,000 cards on my Etsy site. I hope you'll come, like I said, to my site, bam, down there, or subscribe to my channel for more hints, tips, and suggestions for greeting card businesses from home. Oh my God, can I not get a sentence out clearly? Love, peace, and chicken grease.